Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Unlocked live stream. We are here live every single Tuesday at 2 o'clock Eastern, bringing you all sorts of real estate tips, tricks, case studies, guest speakers, anything that you need to know to be able to buy and manage long-term rentals. I help people buy 1 to 3 rental properties per month on autopilot. So if this is your first time here, welcome to the group. Today we have with us John Salcedo, who is a remote investor living in Florida, investing in Columbus, Ohio. He is a Mastermind student who has been wildly successful. So I wanted to bring him on today because the question I get all the time, I would say 5 times a week, someone asks, I don't live where I want to invest. Is this for me? Can I do this? So I want to bring you John, who is crushing the remote investment game, and give you a little bit about his story, let you know that it is possible. So, John, why don't you introduce yourself?
Thanks, Jesse. Yeah, I live in South Florida, born and raised. Have a wife, 3 kids, ages 14, 13, and 7. So we stay pretty busy between them and work and investing. I've been investing mostly in Florida up until recently. And it got to the point where between interest rates and the insurance in South Florida, and really the prices kind of plateauing, a few years after COVID, where it got to the point where I needed to find out how to find a better market. So I would say around 2024, at the beginning of 2024, I stopped investing, and I was doing a lot of research online. Got my degree from YouTube University, and really listened to a lot of podcasts. Reached out to a lot of people that were on the podcasts. So I did some private money lending during that time while I researched, and I got to the point where I realized that in order to invest remotely, you need to find that your core 4, which is the agent, somebody who knows the market and can steer you the right way, keep you out of the rough neighborhoods. You need a contractor,
Okay.
which I was able to find in this mastermind group. You need a property manager, which I don't have yet. I manage my own properties myself, but
Do it. You can do it.
yeah, that's still I'm still debating as to when I'll get a property manager, and then the lenders. So up until I started remote investing, I was just using conventional lending, putting down 25 to 30%, and
Yep.
that's how I was making these properties cash flow.
And that was down in Florida.
That was down in Florida.
Yeah. So you knew between insurance, between no cash flow, you knew that Florida was a little tapped out. How did you decide on Columbus? What research were you doing they kind of brought you here?
Really, it was, I was between Alabama and Indianapolis and Ohio, just because of what I've heard from other podcasts. They say those are the greatest. The Midwest and the Southeast are great markets to invest in. So I was narrowing it down. And then I found Jesse. I joined the Mastermind group. And, really between everybody in the network, they made it so simple. You have all the contacts. Introduced me to the lenders, the contractors, agents. So I figured, well, I've got these resources. I might as well start here in Columbus and see how it goes. And it's gone well.
Why don't you tell us? And so I think we've been working together 4 months now, 5 months maybe. And how many properties have you acquired either here or in Alabama, Indianapolis?
3 in Columbus,
Okay.
1 in Alabama. And then I did a joint venture here in Florida for a flip with somebody who does about 50 flips a year. So I'm kind of, I'm an equity partner. It's a 50-50 profit split, but I'm really just along for the ride on that one, just so I can learn a little bit more about flipping. But
Y'all, everyone who's watching, can we give John a huge round of applause for buying 4 long-term rentals and a JV in the last 4 months? Like, that is so impressive to come in and like literally hit the ground running. I was at our GC's holiday party this past week, and RGC, we obviously use the same person here in Columbus. He came up to me and he's like, "Hey, I think John Salcedo is going to give you a run for your money."
well,
Yeah. Greg told me that. So you have a lot to live up to.
yeah, actually, as of this week, we're under contract for a duplex in North Hilltop.
Nice.
So I'm waiting for Greg to go out there and give me that scope to see how the numbers pan out.
So that will bring you to what, 5 doors, 7 doors?
Well, it's a duplex, so yeah, two
Yeah.
units. It would be 7. I'm hoping to really hit 2025 running. Maybe limit myself to 10 properties, but good properties, really, just that cash flow a good amount. And what I want, my next step is to really understand my numbers of what I've purchased, through a CPA and see, what errors I'm making so that my next purchases can be that much better.
Okay. What do you feel like you maybe don't understand?
I think I don't know what I don't know.
Okay.
I'm waiting for my new CPA, Tammy, actually, who you introduced me to kind of do the accounting and run the numbers on all my properties, and then I'll sit down and maybe talk to her and see which ones are performing, which ones aren't performing, and kind of go from there.
I love it. I love it. So we've talked a little bit about people I've introduced you to. You've talked about your core 4 team. What has been like your biggest kind of tip you could say with team building here?
As far as the mastermind itself, I think you get what you put into it. So you got to put yourself out there.
Yes.
You got to attend. You got to learn.
Yes.
You got to, watch everything, read all the resources, and reach out to people. Reach out to other people that are doing what you want to do, that are where you want to be at.
And I absolutely commend you because you truly have like dove in head first, show up to all the calls, like pay attention, connect with people. Like you're definitely doing it. So yeah, love that for you. Okay, so building your team you've done through our resources, through the community resources. Can you share like maybe like something so far that's been really successful, that's maybe been easy? And then we'll get to something that's been hard.
I feel like the more you do it, the more you reach out to agents, and it's always good to work with more than one, agent, more than one contractor, to have a few different people that you work with. But what I found easier lately is just my sources of deals. I feel like I'm getting 5 or more a week. That I get, that I underwrite, and some of them I don't even look at because I'm tapped out at the moment, or I just don't have the bandwidth to make more offers. So that's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's such a common problem that I hear everyone say. We did a poll recently in the big group and we asked, what do you guys want to see more content on? And everyone said sourcing deals. So could you give us a tip on where those are all coming from?
You got to stay consistent.
Okay.
A good resource is the Facebook groups I found, the local Facebook groups. It doesn't just have to be Columbus, but any market is going to have several Facebook groups that are going to have a lot of wholesalers. So you reach out. That's what I was doing every day, direct messaging wholesalers, agents, whatever. And then I get put on their buyers list. And, to be honest, 90% of the deals I get from wholesalers are just not going to be it, respectfully. But it is a numbers game. So even just underwriting a deal that doesn't work out, you get the practice of running the numbers, and that just makes you better. So
I love to hear that. Awesome. So actually the thing that's been easy for you is what's been hard for so many others. And that's That's really interesting to hear. So yeah, thanks for the tips. And then what's something that's maybe been hard for you?
I guess letting go of the control.
Ooh, okay.
I find it not that easy to manage properties that are in another state. So at some point, I am going to have to look into a property manager. Even though I like doing it, I feel that if I make a mistake, then hey, that mistake is on me. I've got nobody to blame but myself. That's how I've typically been with everything. But if I want to have the bandwidth to continue finding deals and continue investing, you gotta. Sometimes you just have to let other people handle those tasks.
Okay, I'm going to challenge you on something. You can manage in-house without you being the one to do everything. So a lot of people here, they know Cassie on my team. If you could find you a Cassie or, a virtual assistant or someone who can help where you still are retaining decision-making power and how the systems and processes are run, we can work on that in the mastermind where you're not necessarily the one doing everything, but you're still managing in-house.
That's a good tip because the few property managers I've spoken to really take all the control away from you, and you have little say. So that's kind of what's kept me away from getting a property manager.
And I will tell you some horror stories maybe on a different day, but there is a threshold that they're going to set that's $400, $500 where they don't need approval if the repair is below that threshold. So you think, okay, well, one repair a month, but somehow a single property will have 2, 3, 4 repairs that are under that limit. And I'm like, I didn't know about any of this until not my income came, my actual bill came. And so, John, please let me help you do this in-house.
Okay. I think that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. Well, okay. So very, very cool. If y'all watching in the audience, if you have any questions for John on remote investing or just getting started with investing, anything, throw them in the comments, whether you are on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you are. We'll make sure we get those answered. So Lizzie says, do you remember where you were when we talked back in August? You wanted to do 5 deals in a year. And here you are, 5 deals in 4 months. So yeah, it's super impressive.
Yeah, because before we talked in August, I was buying maybe one every year and a half, 2 years.
Besides the location, what else changed with your strategy?
The BRRRR method, really. I had always known what it was, but I never really looked into it. I wanted to stay away from anything having to do with construction work or rehabbing. I was buying turnkey, but since you guys really focus on the BRRRR method, I really went in on that, and that's what helped me scale. And once you nail that, you could do it anywhere, really.
Seriously. What was how did you actually get over that fear of doing a renovation? Because that's second to I can't find good deals is I don't know how to manage a contractor. I hear it all the time. So how did you actually just take the leap to start constructions?
I would say your first few deals shouldn't be full gut renos. Yeah. Just cosmetic updates. Start slow, start conservatively, stay within your comfort zone, and eventually one day maybe I will do a gut reno. But right now I'm still doing anywhere from 20 to 45,000 in renovations. That's kind of where I'm comfortable.
I love it. And that's about my buy box as well. So you're right there. So what would you say, some of your future plans for investing? What do you want 2025 to look like? You said 10, but you've done 5 in 4 months. So why limit yourself?
I think when I get to 10, I'll see, I'll reassess.
Okay.
You always want to be dynamic, meaning you always want to be able to adapt. So if I hit 10 by 6 months and I feel like I still have the bandwidth to do more, then I'll do more. But I want to focus on 10 because I want to do them right. I want to make sure
I love that.
Are there. I want to make sure I'm not leaving too much cash in the deal, maybe under 10,000. So I'm going to be a little bit more picky about what I find. Um, and one of the things that I first would say to myself when I started investing in Columbus was, you know, you don't have the reputation, you don't have the time that all these other people, investors, have. So you're not going to get the good deals. You just have to accept the fact that you're going to get the deals that everybody else passed on, and those are the ones that you're going to see, because all the great deals are going to be eaten up by all the bigger fish that are local. But that ended up not being the case. As long as you're consistent and you're looking at deals, you could still get great deals. There's enough great deals to go around, is what I'm saying. As long as it's worth to find them.
Yeah, I love that. So you were worried that because you're not here physically, not coming to the meetups, that maybe you wouldn't be getting deals, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, I figured that my deals would be the ones that everybody had rejected.
You've shown me some deals, even off the MLS. I've analyzed it. I'm like, man, this is a solid deal. Like this is pretty good. So y'all heard it here first. There are deals out here, even if you are investing remote.
Yeah, they certainly are.
Yeah. So Aaron is asking, is this your primary source of income, or do you also have a W-2?
No, my primary source of income is my law firm. I'm an attorney, but I say real estate is a huge passion of mine and has been for many years. It just I haven't really added gasoline to the fire until this year, and now I'm really able to take off with it, and I want to keep going.
What does your wife think about all this?
I talked to her about it. She's more the foundation of the family, so she's making sure the kids are dressed and ready to go to school, and if they're sick, she picks them up. So she's not as into real estate as I am, but I tell her about the deals I'm doing, and she listens. She understands slowly, but she leaves it all up to me. I mean, she doesn't want to add her 2 cents or give her opinion. She just lets me do it, lets me handle it, and that's good, because I think that's also important. You have to have your partner on the same page as you, or else that can create some conflict.
Yes. Yeah, 100%. And if y'all have heard my story, I know Laura has come on the live stream before, but my wife, it took her a good while to actually understand the process, understand the risk that, that we're dealing with, the level of risk, and to come on board. But now it's like, hey, I bought 2 houses last month, and she's like, cool, go do it. So it takes some trust building. And then once you get it, yeah, you're good. So love to hear that. Yeah, we love a supportive spouse. That's absolutely true. So John, what would you say is, the number one thing that for someone who's trying to get into remote investing, what is like the number one piece of advice that you would give?
Have a good network.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't even have to be one mastermind group. Join a few mastermind groups and then reach out to the people there. Start slow, be consistent, be willing to learn. And I think once you do that, it's a smooth process from there. Yeah, there are going to be some losses that you have to take, but that's real estate.
That's any entrepreneur venture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta be willing to take the losses and just keep going.
I love it. And I love that you said kind of put yourself out there, and it's not enough to just join a mastermind community and think that the information is going to be magically downloaded into your head and that you're never going to have to, like make an effort. Of course, that's not true. So what have kind of been some of the best resources that you have found helpful in Rentals Made Easy?
I like I think one of my favorites is the deep dive, the Thursday. I forget what it
is. Deal analysis.
Hot deal analysis. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
I find those so helpful because you're actually going through real numbers with people.
Yes.
And then it also teaches you how to use that spreadsheet, which at first I saw this. I'm not great at spreadsheets and I'm not great with numbers.
Yes, you are.
And I
I'm
think
not listening.
so when I first saw that spreadsheet, I was like, great, well, what is this? I was getting a little bit of anxiety when I was first trying to upload my numbers onto the spreadsheet, but I watched a lot of the replay videos and I just practiced a lot doing it over and over and over again. And it's helpful because that's when you see if you have a deal
Yeah.
or how much you're going to cash flow or how much you're going to leave in the deal,
Yes.
how the bird is going to work.
Yeah.
And you have to know those numbers up front because you could always pull out, you could always go into contract and pull out of the deal if you have to. So
Yes.
that's something I never used to do when investing. I never used to know the numbers. I would realize what the numbers were after the property was purchased. And that's not a smart way to invest.
Did you ever get burned?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, there's going to be losses in real estate investing.
Yeah.
I purchased a duplex maybe at the wrong time after COVID. And I'm currently very far in the negative as far as that cash flow. And it took me about 6 months to get tenants in. So I was eating a $6,000 mortgage for about 6 months.
Oh gosh. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a hard one. That's a hard mistake to swallow for sure.
Yeah.
So if y'all don't know what John was referring to, we every Thursday get on live with students where we're going over your actual deal analysis in our BRRRR calculator. We're going over your repair costs and running your ARV to get a second opinion, running your rental costs, looking at your loan terms, looking at every single thing that you would need to know. Is this a good deal? Is it a bad deal? What next steps should I take? What are red flags? We talk about the deal source, if there's any red flags with like the wholesaler or anything like that. And so inside of our community, we do that every single Thursday. And you just heard it's one of the favorite resources for sure. So, well, cool. If no one has any questions, John, is there anything you want to leave us with? This was awesome, short but sweet.
No, I mean, I was honored to speak. I feel like if I can give back to a community that's given me so much knowledge and resources, I was very happy to speak to everybody. And anybody that wants to reach out, just feel free to email me or reach out to me. I'm happy to talk about anything.
I love it. And we'll post, if we have your permission, we'll post an email and how people can get in touch with you.
Yeah, of course.
Awesome. Well, super cool, y'all. We're wrapping up here. We have a live stream next week, and then we're taking off a couple weeks for Christmas and New Year's. So I'll see you one more time this year. And John, thank you so much. Pleasure as always. And I will definitely see you on our Dream Team call tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you.